Alright. I wanted to do these for a while. It's my CSGO knife tier list. I've been seeing a lot of biased tier lists from these famous YouTubers. I'm not going to mention their names, but there is a thing that there's a thing called taste and everybody has them. So I'm going to give you my tier list. Starting off with the bayonet. Really nice knife. Really good animation. It's basic, it's simple. The blade is really clean, but it's not good enough to be S. It's going on A. The Bowie. Here's what people don't understand about this knife. Anomaly put this as the worst rank on his. Well, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to tell you why. The surface area on the knife is extremely big, and the big patterns like sapphires, rubies, and emeralds look absolutely gorgeous on this knife because of the high surface area, the big surface area. But what makes this knife so unpopular is because you can't use both hands. And if you're a CSGO player like me that has gloves, especially expensive gloves, that doesn't look very good. But if it wasn't because of that, this would have been easily an A tier. But just because of that little problem, I'm going to put this at B. It's a really nice knife. The gems look absolutely gorgeous on it, so I'm going to keep it at B. Butterfly. A lot of you are thinking probably S. Well, you're probably right. You can see both hands. It has great animation. But the thing I don't like about this knife is the blade is too small, and that a lot of people will agree with me on there. A lot of people automatically put this on their S tier, but I'm going to put it at A. The only thing that holds this knife back for me is the size of the blade. Doppler gems look disgusting on this blade. It's just, there's not much to look at. Besides the animations, this knife, there's nothing really going for it. It's just the animations. It's an A tier for me at the most. Classic knife. OG. Animations are really solid. I like the animations on this, but it's not that popular with the community, I guess. I would put this right near the Bowie because it has some solid animations and it's OG, and I'm almost 30, so I remember playing with this thing when I was like 10 years old back at the LAN houses in Brazil. So I'm going to put this at B tier. Falchion, this will be probably the first one to go on my C tier. It's a small blade, and half of the knife, if you can see it right here, is not visible when you're holding the knife. So the gems, it really doesn't look that good. And the rare animation takes a shitload of time to get. So it's maximum C for me. Flip knife. Honestly, it's a really boring knife. I don't know why people like this knife. To me, it's super boring. It's probably like a mini, I'm not going to say the name of the other knife because I want to make that one later, but I know I'm going to get hated for this, but I'm going to put this at C tier. I mean, a lot of people like this knife, but I just don't. It's a boring knife. The blade is really small. The animations don't help it out either. So that's going there. Okay, gut knife. Yeah, this will probably be the first one to go into the D tier. I wanted to say something nice about this, but there isn't much to be said. The handle is pretty gross. The blade doesn't help it out either. And the animation is probably So that's going on my D tier. Huntsman. If you know me for a long time, you know that this is one of my favorite knives. Clean, sexy handle. The blade surface area is big, juicy. A lot of people don't like this knife because of the animations, but to me, this is probably one of my most favorite knives in the entire game. It's going on, but just because of the animation, it's going on my B tier. I'll put this right up here with Bowie. Karambit, alright. Karambit, you already know the Karambit. Beautiful knife. It's probably one of the biggest icons in this game. Everybody remembers the karambit fades. Back in the day, everybody wanted a karambit fade as their first knife. It was like equivalent to a butterfly emerald these days, a karambit fade. Easy S tier for the karambit. Solid knife. Beautiful. M9. Biggest knife in the game after the Bowie. Or is the Bowie the biggest? Fuck, I have no clue. I think the Bowie is a little bit bigger. But the fact that you can hold this knife with 2 hands makes it better than the Bowie. Putting this right next to the butterfly at A. Ooh, yeah. This is going straight here. It's really small. It looks super awkward holding it in game. It doesn't feel like it belongs in CSGO, but it's just a really bad knife. I don't like it. I'm sure a lot of people also don't. It's just really bad. Oh, simple hype. This knife doesn't deserve the hype that it got. I've had this knife before. It's really not that great. The animations, people really like it because of the pull-out animation. You hurt your finger. I mean, that's about it. There's nothing really else going for it. But besides that, it's a pretty decent knife. So it's decent enough to go in my B tier, right next to my beautiful Huntsman. Paracord, underrated in my opinion. Really nice blade, really long blade. The handle is super clean. If the gems came out for this knife, it would probably be more liked. This is easily a B tier for me. Paracord. Shadow daggers, not a fan. Never was a fan. Just a really awkward looking knife going on my D tier. It just feels weird holding 2 knives in this game. I don't know why. If I feel the same way, maybe. It's just not for me. Skelly. I call it Skelly. Skeleton is probably one of those monsters waiting to be awakened. I feel when like it gets chroma finishes, the skeleton will probably be the next butterfly. I have a feeling. Sexy animations, really sexy knife. Just hands down an S tier for me. Right next to the karambit. Stiletto. I've seen the prices for the stiletto recently. It went up because of Simple. He used it, I think, in the last major. I'm not a fan of this knife. I never was. It's a really small looking knife. The animation is alright, but it gets boring after maybe a couple days. This is going on my C tier. It's pretty much right next to the flip knife. I just don't like it. Survival. Huh. This one's hard because I never really used this knife before. I don't have much to say about it, but it does have that crazy sexy pull out that you flip the knife above your hand. So, I'll put this at B. I'll put it at B. It's decent enough, you know. Talon. Whew. I don't know, man. That annoying sound it makes when you spam the F, it's not for me. But the surface area is bigger than the karambits. The handle is sexy. So I would probably put this at A, right next to the butterfly. And the last knife is Ursus. Okay. Honestly, I like this knife. It reminds me of a different kind of huntsman. I'm probably going to put this at B. So, there you go, guys. That's my tier list. What do you think of it? Did I make any obvious points? Did I make any bad points? Just let me know. And I'm out.